My value as a woman does not come from the way my body looks. It does not come from who finds me attractive or how many people or if anybody finds me attractive. It does not come from whether or not I have a significant other in my life. None of those things make me a valuable person. You know, if I'm busy thinking about how unworthy I am of love and how I need to lose 50 pounds until a guy will look my way and all these things, if a guy does look my way, I'm gonna be so distracted by those things anyway that there's no way that I could welcome someone in. Hey boo, this is Nika and I am pleasantly unbothered. Thank you so much for joining me for yet another video. So you may have seen my video, 5 things that I learned dating as a plus size lady, and today I have 5 more things for you that I have learned. And as I said in my previous video, these are things that do not only apply to plus size ladies or just to ladies, but to many people of all genders, ages, sizes, races, all those things. So let's get into it. Oh, but before I forget, if you like the video, do the thumbs up thing. If you have something to say, you know, talk to me in the comments below. Me and my ladies, we be talking down there. Okay, so join us, won't you? Leave a comment below, let me know what you think, and also consider subscribing for more videos like this and for more of, you know, some unbotheredness, some pleasantly unbotheredness, yes. All right, thing number 1. So basically, in order for a relationship to be successful and fulfilling and worthwhile, there has to be some sense of self-love and self-worth for both parties individually on their own. So, meaning that your partner, while they can support your happiness and be a part of your happiness, and again, this works for both partners, there has to be a foundation of self-worth and self-love there already. Otherwise, it's just not gonna work right. And it's really not healthy or fair for us to lean on our partner to be our sense of self-worth and our sense of self-love, because that's a lot of pressure and a lot of work to have someone build us up constantly, you know, rather than support us and be our cheerleader and be our partner in it. They have to be the source of it. And so what happens if they leave one day? Basically, they end up taking that sense of self-love and self-worth and self-esteem that you have, because they were the source of it in the first place, the source of all the happiness. If they have to leave or exit your life at some point, they can take all of that with them. Then what do you have left? And that codependence can just be really unhealthy and feed a sometimes toxic situation. So just try to build that foundation. And also encourage the same in your partner or whoever you might be pursuing as a partner, and your loved ones, and just anyone in your life that you care about. It's so important for just overall wellness in or out of a relationship to try to work on developing that foundation of self-worth and self-love. And my second lesson goes along with that. And basically this one is that if you don't believe, like truly believe, that you are worthy of love, then you will never ever be able to truly accept and believe that someone can love you. And I know for a lot of us, our self-worth is often tied to our self-image and the way we see ourselves and our body issues and all of those things. And so if we're tied up in thinking that being a plus size lady or being a certain size of a plus size lady, you know, makes us too big for love, or too big to be desired, or too big for anyone to want us, or whatever the issue may be, whether you feel like you're not smart enough for someone to love you, or you don't have the kind of upbringing that it would require for someone to find you desirable, or whatever it may be. If we don't truly believe that we are worthy of that love, we are gonna sell ourselves short. We are gonna accept less than we deserve. And we're also gonna question love when it actually does come our way, or genuine affection or genuine interest when it comes our way. You know, we're gonna think like, no, this can't be real because of XYZ, because of whatever the reason is, that I'm not good enough for this person to want me. And so it's so important for us to stop selling ourselves short, stop minimizing ourselves to simple things like what we look like, and actually just accept the amazing parts of ourselves and just strive to be a better person constantly, rather than diminishing ourselves and settling for negative feelings that basically make us feel like there's something wrong with us. And not to get all religious on you guys and nothing, you know. But I feel like we are divinely made. We were meant to be here, and that means that we are already enough, that we are inherently enough just by the definition of us being here. You know what I mean? So that's my personal belief. We got to stop buying into all the things that people are telling us about what makes us worthy of anything, of existing. And before I get too deep on that and really start preaching, we're just gonna move on, okay? My third lesson is something that took me quite some time to really have sink in and really believe and really understand to be true and really understand to be possible. And that is that it is possible for someone to have a genuine attraction to a plus size body, whether that's a plus size female or a plus size male. It's so possible for someone to see a plus size person, a plus size body, and have genuine interest and a genuine, what is genuine? What is this word? And a genuine, you know, sense of attraction and desire for that person with that body. A body that would be seen by society as being imperfect, as being unworthy, as being a before picture. You know what I mean? The before the necessary transformation to become an after picture or whatever. Don't get me started, okay? Y'all know the drill. Don't get me started. But it is actually possible. You know, no, you do not have to lose weight in order to find a man. You do not have to grow a bigger booty or get a boob lift, you know, the mommy makeover business. That is not necessary in order to find someone who will love you and who can appreciate you and who would want to be with you or who might desire you, you know. And even with all those things said, you are so much more than who wants to be with you or how many people want to sleep with you or how many people find you attractive. There's so much more to you than that anyway, so that really shouldn't actually matter in the grand scheme of things. You know, is that what we're minimizing ourselves to? A number of men that look my way or that try to talk to me or that talk to me over my slim girlfriends and woohoo, I got one, you know? Or what? Like, no, there's so much more. There's so much more to us than that. My value as a woman does not come from the way my body looks. It does not come from who finds me attractive or how many people or if anybody finds me attractive. It does not come from whether or not I have a significant other in my life. None of those things make me a valuable person. All right, thing number 4. And this one I think about more and more these days as my girlfriends that are close to my age, you know, dirty 30 or whatever type of age age range we're in at this point, are starting to think about settling down and having a family, or they're feeling like they're late to the party of doing so, and they feel like they should have done these things already. You know, they should already have a boo, they should already be having children and have a certain thing accomplished by now because that's what society tells them they need to do. And so did I even say what the lesson was? So the 4th lesson is that basically there is no need to rush any of this. There is no need to rush to find someone. There's no need to feel like you've missed the boat or that it's too late or that you've missed your opportunity or any of those things to be true. There's no reason to feel that way. Yes, life can be short, but life can also be incredibly long. And it won't do us any good to pick up the first thing we can find out there and settle down with it, or him or her. With it. That's not nice, Nika. Be nice. You know, but it wouldn't serve us to go out there and pick up the first person we can find because we're in a rush to find love, or because we think that's the best we can do, or because the biological clock is ticking and it's time to have them babies that my mama keep asking me about. You know, it doesn't serve us any good to do those things and then to commit to these things for the rest of our life, you know, or to have them have lifelong implications if they're not the right things for us, you know, or the right people for us. And you know my style, no judgment. It just breaks my heart when I see women that are rushing into things with these people, these men or women or whoever, that are not worthy of them, that are not worth the time, that they don't really even know that well, that they're just trying to use as a placeholder because they need somebody or they need something, or they're being pressured into it, or whatever the reason is, you know. It breaks my heart because when the motive is off, everything else kind of falls out of whack too. And I see some ladies, including some of my own ladies, my girlfriends, who I care dearly about, trying so hard to make something work, you know, trying so hard to make something fit that wasn't meant to be a fit, or it just isn't a natural fit, or it does not come naturally, you know. And I've been there. I've so been there. You know, forcing things where there's no chemistry or no connection because I needed somebody, you know, because something was better than nothing. And it ended up, looking back in hindsight with the 2020 thing and all that, it ended up just being such a waste of time. However, it did teach me these lessons, so hey, I guess it wasn't a waste after all, huh? But getting back on point, basically, don't try so hard. Don't feel like there's a need to rush. There is no clock ticking. The clock is in our minds, or it's the clock that people are kind of forcing onto us. There is no timetable. Dirty 30s don't mean anything. The fantastic 40s or fabulous 50s, I don't know what they call them, but it doesn't make a difference. Reaching a certain point in our lives does not mean that we have to have accomplished some relationship status, or that it's ever really too late for us either. So basically, there's always a chance if you remain open to it, but there's never a reason that you should have to force it if it's something that's really meant to be. And that's just the way it is. And the fifth thing that I learned while dating as a plus size lady is that it is perfectly okay to have insecurities. In fact, it's totally normal. It's totally natural. We all have them, even the people that we look at and think, you know, have the perfect life or the perfect relationship or the perfect body or what have you. We all have them, and it's perfectly natural and normal. But the lesson here is that it's very, very important to work on not letting those things hold us back or keep us down or keep us feeling a certain type of way about ourselves. Because when we're in the state of having those negative thoughts and those negative feelings about ourselves, we're not usually in the best position to teach others how to treat us, or what we need, or how to nurture us, or what we deserve, or any of those things, because we usually aren't in a place of seeing them ourselves. You know, if I'm busy thinking about how unworthy I am of love and how I need to lose 50 pounds until a guy will look my way and all these things, if a guy does look my way, I'm gonna be so distracted by those things anyway that there's no way that I could welcome someone in. At least not in a way that I would feel secure about. You know, I'd be constantly waiting for the other shoe to drop, waiting for it all to unravel basically, because again, I don't feel like I'm worthy because I have those negative feelings about myself. So I imagine that this person must feel that way too. You know, and nothing they do will ever be good enough. I probably won't believe it anyway. And also, not to mention that some people who don't have the best intentions can often sniff out the fact that we have these insecurities if we're really apparent with them, you know, and let them weigh us down, and they can prey on them and definitely take advantage of us. That's how some of us end up in one toxic relationship after another. That's how some of us end up with abusive partners constantly. I mean, that's how many of us end up getting taken advantage of. It's definitely unfortunate that it happens, but there are people out there that will try to prey on us because they expect us to be a certain way or have a certain sense of self-loathing. And we can't let that be true. We can't let that be true. Whether or not we are insecure about certain things, or there are things that we want to change about ourselves, again, all natural, all normal. It's totally a common thread among humanity. Trust me, you know? So whether or not those are the cases, we can't let those things follow us around or wear those as our badge of shame, or let it dictate how we live our lives or how we let other people treat us. So those are 5 more things that I learned while dating as a plus size lady. Let me know what you think. Have you learned any of the same things? Are there other lessons that you learned that you'd like to share with me? I'd love to hear them. Let me know in the comment section below. You know how that goes, you know, below, I don't know. below. Let me know what you think. Also, if you enjoyed this video, do hit the thumbs up and consider subscribing because there is more on the way, always and always, okay? So consider subscribing, and I hope I'll see you in my next video. Bye.